So we are creating a citing evidence video so we can have for reference. And in a moment here, we're going to give you a few questions to make sure your punctuations are punctuated correctly, so you can visually know what way the punctuations go as far as the quotation marks and where should the period be versus the inside of the quotation versus the outside quotation. So let's kind of bear with us here, even if you feel like you know how to do it. Kind of watch this video here. So the first step you have to do, you have to read the paragraphs in question. I have a lovely piece of ribbon packed away. She said, we'll tie this up with it and you can keep it. Paragraph 34, Pravana looked at her hair in her mother's hand. While it was on her head, it had seemed important. It didn't seem important anymore now that it was gone. Followed by your question, why was Pravana's hair no longer important to her? Cite evidence from the text to support your answer. Well, the first thing first, in these citing evidence questions, you want to highlight the answer or change the color font of a sentence that has your answer. So that way you know what you're working with here. So I'm just going to use this one. Sometime a particular paragraph may have a couple of answers you can use. It's always easy to just kind of pick one sentence. It's easier to work with one sentence than a couple different sentences here. All right, so now that you have that here, you want to restate that question. This is the next part. Um, we will say Pravana. Where's my cap lock not working? Shift Pravana. Hair is no longer important to her because then you're going to change the color font to blue. Because now you're about to get ready to put the answer in your own words here. You're not going to say that green because you're going to quote that in the moment. So you're not going to repeat it twice. So we're going to put it in our own words. Pravana, the hair is no longer important to her because it is no longer on her head. You can say that in 1,000 different ways. I'm just going to put it is no longer on her head. Then I'm going to do one space, transition to my evidence. I say paragraph 34 says. Now let me zoom in here. It's important that you do the comma right after the S. All right. Then one space, then your quotation mark. Your quotation mark needs to face this way. If you don't hit that space and you just do quotation, it's going to be facing the wrong way. So you have to do one space and the quotation needs to face this way. Then you're going to type it. It didn't seem important anymore now that it was gone. Put a period, quotation. So look at that period here. That period should be in the inside of the quotation mark. So you're not going to do it like this. That's a big no-no. So you're going to erase it, put it in. All right. Notice the direction of the quotation mark. It needs to face this way. A lot of times you do it this way, but if you do it that way, it's wrong. All right. So you have to put that space right after the comma, then drop your quotation. So it's wrapping around. It's wrapping around. And this is exactly how it will look. All right. And then I'm going to put my evidence in green. Then I will put my evidence in green because we like to keep our fonts, the color, because we'll be using these colors all year. And that's it. You don't have to explain. The question didn't tell us to explain. You put the answer in your own word. We restated the question, put the answer in our own words, transition to the evidence, dropped our evidence. Notice that the green is the same thing that the blue is saying, but in your own words here. So you read it again, make sure you like what you hear. Pravana's hair is no longer important to her because it is no longer on her head. How do we know this? Paragraph 34 says, it didn't seem important anymore now that it was gone. Boom.